Namathu Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. So today is Saturday, the 22nd of May 2021. And this is Ajahn Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. I'm here with you all tonight again. If you hear me, you can just text and say that you hear me. So today is Saturday. We are being a little busy. We've been a little busy with a few works. Hello, good evening, Margaret. Good evening, and everyone. So today we are preparing for tomorrow's event, which is the Interfaith Mindful Day. And in the Interfaith Mindful Day, we are having a few members from the community coming and giving a talk and reflections. So the day will start at 2 o'clock. Welcome by the Aberdeen Interfaith Aberdeen chairperson. And then we will have a silent walk around in our woodland where we have been planting more trees today. And followed by there will be a reflection from different faith groups. So will be David Briggs will be talking about the mountains and experience in the mountains. There will be Yasiri will be talking on the different aspects of the Dhamma in terms of Hinduism, and Mustafa from Islam talking about the sky, Astrid from Brahma Kumari speaking about sea, Nigel on nature, Caroline will be reading a poem, Jackie will be talking about how it relates to the sun, and Regmi from Hindu faith will be talking about the air, and there is a sister Shizalo from Catholic in Aberdeen. And after that, there will be a blessing chanting from the Buddhist monk, and will be picnic. So we've been preparing for that this whole afternoon, today. So whoever would like to come, you are most welcome to come and join our event from tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Most welcome to come. So, and as I said, because of the weather is not that good, so you are prepared, should be prepared to bring willies and brollies in case rains. And we have again set up a small tent for that too. So that is for tomorrow, and I just need to send off this list to all the other members. Right, so today we are again on the same topic of that I have said yesterday. I was talking about yesterday on the Sattha Deva Manusana, which is the Buddha's quality Buddha's among the 9 Buddha's qualities. Sattva Deva Manusanam is the 7th quality that I have been talking about. So, good evening, everyone. And yesterday I was talking that he was a teacher of gods and humans, like a universal teacher. And in relation to that, the simile is given that he is like a leader, a caravan leader. So he is like a caravan leader who brings the caravan home, gets caravan across a wilderness. Suppose we are lost in the desert or lost in the wilderness or in the forest, and that time it will be very difficult to come out. And as a Buddha, he is like a pathfinder, or he is like one who knows the path to get out from this wilderness. This wilderness or this desert is basically means the samsara, the cycle of a birth and a death that we all have to go around one after another. And as long as we haven't understood the truth, then we all have to go back into the samsara along with it. And Buddha, as someone who has been traveled on this world and learned and understood the journey, that's the reason known as the leader of the caravan, who will lead the path so that we can come out from that the wilderness or that desert. So we are in a way very fortunate to have an opportunity to come across and learn Buddha's teachings, and such a wonderful opportunity that we have, and now got the media and the monks and the talks and going on. Online talks are going on, obviously. And then along the way in the desert, it is obvious that we will find so many different experiences or different difficulties. And all those difficulties we will be able to overcome if we are diligently practicing as the Buddha instructed. And here the simile is given like that we are crossing this desert, and where a lot of robbers or bandits are around to rob you, or there will be infested infectious diseases there, and there will be wild animals, and the beasts, the wild animals are there, and there's a foodless, so difficult time you're going through. And this is obviously in the samsara. Sometimes we will be reborn as a wealthy, comfortable life, and other times we will be reborn as very deprived and poor in conditions. And in those conditions are, again, it's not because that someone has done or someone is doing it, but it's simply because that it's our own action that defines. And that action has taken us to these different environments or different status. And here Buddha, as a person who is a leader and as a person who is guiding us, he will be simply giving us the guidance how to overcome these difficulties in our life that we face. And basically further on, as we walk on that path, we basically get the knowledge and understanding so that we can come out from this wilderness without any problem. And here there is a further says that why he was the great teacher, and this is not just leading, as I have mentioned yesterday, leading to the human beings, but also leading to animals as well. So there is a story about that was a one frog. Yeah. The story, it goes like Manduka, the deity's son, and others illustrate the story how they become celestial being. So while the Blessed One was teaching the Dhamma in the inhabitants of a city Champa during that time, Champa in a Gaggara lake, it seems a frog apprehended a sign in the Blessed One's voice. So the frog was listening to the Buddha's teachings. And then when he was listening at that, a cowherd who was standing leaning on a stick put his stick on a frog's head. So that was accidentally happened and crushed it. Because of the cowherd put his stick on a frog's head, crushed it, the frog dies and was straightway reborn in the divine palace, 12 leagues broad in the realms of a 32 realm. That's called a Tawatimsa heaven. So this is spontaneous arising, and this is another form of a rebirth according to the Buddha's teachings or Buddhist cosmology. That one of the ways that human beings or any beings will be reborn is called a spontaneous rebirth, upapatika. That basically means the moment when you die, in this life, rather than reborning in a different stages, like as a soul or as a consciousness traveling from one journey to another here, and then once you have born again, you will be getting from a small child to be mature, and then getting old and eventually die. Whereas this spontaneous arising, or it's called the upapatika, straight away we will reborn in the celestial beings, and that basically means the moment when your consciousness died in this life, that moment you will be spontaneously arising in the heavens, and that moment you will be as young or as you are at that very moment. There is another story that there was a monk who was meditating, and after the meditation, while he was meditating, it happened that he passed away during the meditation. And because he was meditating, he was spontaneously aroused in the heavens. And then when he woke up in the heavens, celestial being, he was still meditating, and as he opened his eyes and realized that, oh, he has reborn in the celestial heavens, and he still couldn't comprehend that how he was reborn there. So and then other fellow members helped him to realize that now on he is no more a monk but a celestial being. So this is same thing happened with this frog, an animal. And he found himself there as if waking up from sleep. Yeah, waking up from sleep. And then he exclaimed, so I have actually been born here. What deed did I do? So he was puzzled. He was a frog, and now puzzled that how he managed to reborn in the heavens. Yeah? And what deed did he do? When he sought for the reason. As a being, a celestial being, they have this quality that they can comprehend what's going on. And then he found it was none other than his appreciation of the sign in the Blessed One's voice. He went with his divine palace at once to the Blessed One and paid homage to his feet. Though the Blessed One knew about it, he asked him. So again, now having understood that he is reborn in the celestial being, he decided to come back and pay respect to the Buddha, and simply, how grateful to have an opportunity to learn the Dhamma. And here again, I would like to tell you all that there are so many people have come across with Buddhism, and very little or very few people have seen or have continued their practice. Continued their practice, and that's quite sad to know. That's quite sad to know. Even in the Thai communities or in the Sri Lankan communities or in a Buddhist communities, pretty much they are Buddhist by birth, and pretty, a majority of them never studied Buddhism. Even I come across with the Buddhist monks, they even try to hide away. Like we have so many stories of my own personal experiences throughout the time of being here in Scotland or in the UK. Whenever they see me or a monk walking, they try to run away, and despite of being a Buddhist. And meanwhile, some do come to the temple, some do come to close to the temple, and then come to the monks, and then study some bit of it. And yet there are many who dropped out along the way due to different other reasons in their family or household duties, and eventually they simply sidetrack. Whereas a practice of an opportunity of having this the Dhamma to practice in our day-to-day life is so, it can't be explained by words. It's very difficult to explain that. Why? Because it's when you have practiced along with the teachings, it's such a wonderful experience that you will get, and you will be able to comprehend that why Buddha's teachings are so relevant to me and so relevant to my daily practice, and so relevant that I can change my understanding. I can develop my understanding in my day-to-day life. Suppose we've never been practicing meditation, then we will never be able to understand the breath. We will never be able to understand that how breath works. And we will never be able to understand that breath and feelings are so much related. And we will never be able to understand that how breath is related to see our mind. Again, further on, how breath is related to help us to understand things as they truly are. So that's why it's really important that the studying of the Buddha's teachings and put it into practice. And after putting into practice, only then we will see the benefit of it. We will be able to understand the breath, able to understand the feelings, mind, and how this connects to the world and to our own life. Buddha himself only said that he is just a pathfinder. He has given the map to us, and it's all up to us to walk on this path to find the real gem. It's like a Buddha had found the path to dive into the ocean so that we can dive into the ocean to find this precious gem that is hidden in the ocean. And this is the Buddha's advice. He simply said, Akha Taro Tathagata. He's just the pathfinder, the walking or all the job you have to do. He can't do it for us. No one can do it for us. We have to do. All what he does is to give guidance, like me doing nowadays. I'm just giving you a guidance how to walk on this path, and then walking on this path, then what you will experience and how will you understand the teachings. And this is just a map. It's just encouragement to you to walk on this path, and the rest is yours. You need to work, and you will understand with that work. It's like eating a food. I can't eat it for you. You have to eat. All I can tell you that this is how you eat, how you mix, and then how you eat. Little bit of a salt, little bit of a sugar, little bit of peppers or vinegar, and then mix with these veggies and that veggies, and that's how you will eat. So all I can tell, but again, each individual's preference will be different, and that difference you can find for yourself. Our taste buds are different, and that also, again, you can see the difference for yourself, and you can feel that differently. And that all comes if we are taking part in the practice. It's not just about the study, it's not just about the philosophy or the teachings. And Buddha himself said, always challenge his teachings. Never believe it that it's definite. Ehi pasiko, you have to investigate and know for yourself. Buddha never say that come and believe me. He always encourage us to come and see, come and feel, come and experience. And after that, if you fully agree with that and there is no fault, then take on board and continue practicing. So that was the teachings, and that is the main factor of a Buddha's teachings. And that's how he is known as the great leader or a great teacher who taught us to walk on this path to the liberation, and path to coming out from this wilderness, this desert, that we are lost in this samsara of desert. And this can be done with the help of having a strong faith and confidence within ourselves in our own practice. And that practice will help to establish our confidence and faith in the teachings, in the practice, and eventually that brings the happiness. So that is the reason why Buddha is known as the teacher of gods and humans. I would like to quote here this a frog deity frog said to the Buddha. He says, "Who now pays homage at my feet, shining with the glory of a success, illuminating all around with a beauty so outstanding. In my last life, I was a frog. The waters of a pond, my home, a cowherd's crook, ended my life. While listening to your Dhamma, the Blessed One taught him the Dhamma. 84,000 creatures gained penetration to the Dhamma. As soon as a deity's sun became established in the fusion and his stream entry, he smiled and then vanished." So this is at the moment when this deity came to speak with the Buddha. When the Buddha gave the teachings to this deity frog, and along with that, 44,000 creatures were able to understand. Hello, Susma Dede. Hello, Yvonne. Good evening. Hello, Rajesh. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining with us. So this is our ongoing talk and daily talk. Today we are talking the second part of a Sattha Deva Manusanam, which is the universal teacher, the teacher of gods and humans. So today is part 2, and this is the second part. I've been explaining that why Buddha is the caravan leader who leads us to free ourselves from this mist of misery in this desert of a life of a death of samsara. And the Buddha is simply a pathfinder who simply give us the guide and how to find the way out. All the job that we have to do for ourselves. And with this, and eventually we will be free ourselves and gain freedom from the samsara. With this, I will end here for tonight's talk. And just to let you know that tomorrow evening, rather than me giving a talk, Than Tita Dhamma will be reading a suttas, so you are most welcome to join with us as well. As usual, as I said, tomorrow at 2 o'clock we will have Interfaith Mindful Day, and if you're thinking to come to join, just let me know. And even if you don't want to let me know, you just come with the willies and brollies in case there is a rain and a wind. So with this, I end here for tonight, and in a few moments' time, we will going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. Until then, good night, and may the Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you. See you shortly. Sadhu. Thank you. Thank you.